Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today is going to be an update for my first authority website. Now, when I first set out on a mission to build passive income websites in April of 2020, my goal was to build my first website to $1,000 a month in revenue. Now, I wanted to primarily drive that amount of money through Amazon affiliates. But as I understood how websites worked and how we can load up sites with content, attract organic visitors, I wanted to also incorporate adding ad revenue to that number. So as this website aged, I threw on 526 articles to grow it in only 8 months. After that point, my website kind of plateaued between 10 to 12,000 visitors per month, which was great, but it wasn't the type of traffic I wanted to see to join a premium ad network such as Mediavine or AdThrive. I was making several $100s a month on Amazon affiliates, and things were stable and going well. However, the last couple months, the site has exploded, and now I'm hovering around 50,000 visitors a month, and I can soon join Mediavine. Today, I'm going to give you an update on that site, talk a little bit about the type of numbers I'm seeing, show the growth in traffic, what type of money the website's earning, as well as the short-term goals for this website. Let's dive right into it. Okay, so just to kind of set the background for this site, this was the first video I ever made on my channel. This is why I made my YouTube channel. It was really to track the journey of this site. I put up so much content in the first 8 months that I wanted to see how it was going to grow. I wanted to track that progress with all of you here on YouTube. So the site was built at the beginning of COVID. It was a project that I worked on when we were working at home. Our day-to-day changed. We had all this extra time. I really wanted to build a passive income website in a niche that I was passionate about. It was a hobby of mine. I did a massive content push the first 8 months. It was 526 articles. Then I wound up doing some content pruning towards the end of that 8-month mark to realize, okay, some of these articles aren't bringing any traffic at all. There isn't really any search intent. Let's just kind of trim some of the dead weight on the site. I've always had Amazon affiliates on the website. It doesn't make a crazy amount of money, but it definitely is very consistent on a month-over-month basis, and it is an integral part of how my website works. Additionally, I had Ezoic ads on the website, and while it was nice to make anywhere from $200 to $400 a month in extra ad revenue, Ezoic ads clearly was slowing down my website, and I'll kind of show a little bit about what I've seen along that way and how my website exploded in traffic once I removed Ezoic ads. So word count, now I'm up to 784,000 words. So I had 526 articles. I trimmed some articles to get me back to 521. And then I actually added 4 articles this month, which was the first pieces of content I've added this year. And I specifically added those 4 pieces of content because I was finding other articles that were working on my site and doing well for that primary keyword and that type of like search query. So I just kind of tweaked it to target other areas of that search query that maybe I wasn't addressing that I think could be some quick, easy wins that, there's really no other article out there for those topics. So now we're at 525 articles, a nice round amount, 784,000 words, and the average article is about 1,500 words. So not too much has changed here, but I did want to show how I am adding some articles and I'm, reviewing what type of pieces of content I can add to the site to help its growth. And then this just really shows the massive jump that I saw from April to May in terms of organic keywords and organic traffic on the website. So big jump from April to May. Way more keywords started getting picked up by SEMrush. It was consistent with Ahrefs. It was consistent with my Google Search Console. Impressions were going crazy. I think it was some part of that content finally achieving that 9 to 12 month mark of being indexed and baking that algorithm for Google, finally starting to kick in and achieving some good rankings. A lot of articles that did perform well for the website kind of stayed flat, but then I just had these articles coming out of nowhere that were achieving anywhere from like 20 to 60 organic visitors a day, and that really helped push along the growth of the site, which I'll show you in the next couple slides. This is an old chart, so this is kind of where we were at when I did my last update in February and March. So you can see in February when I did remove Ezoic ads, there was a little spike, and I did document that progress here on my YouTube channel with a video. But that little spike was just the beginning of this site actually exploding with new and improved impressions and clicks from Google Search Console, and traffic quickly responded to that change. the next slide just shows where it's at now. So, I mean, remember that February, March point, I was roughly at 500 to 600 organic visitors a day. Then just in the month of June, I mean, I haven't hit a day that's been under 1,000 organic users. Everything's been 1,000 plus. I've had some days get really close to 2,000. It's just skyrocketed, and this is exactly what you want to see in a site. This site at this point in time is 14 months old, which is still considered pretty young for these type of websites. And the site's getting consistently over 1,000 organic search users or sessions per day, which is just incredible. I think I was kind of putting off this site as kind of a failure after I put on all that piece of content. I was a little disappointed, as you can see, from like August, October, December into going into February. Traffic was just stable and flat. Like there really wasn't any growth. I wasn't adding any more content anymore, but like for 500 something articles, I think 400, 500 organic users a day isn't that good. I was a little disappointed. And then now that content's just finally had the time to rank and to grow. And I'm really seeing the progress of all that efforts I put towards publishing and putting up content as fast as possible. This is what you want to see. And now it's completely changed my outlook for this website. It's motivated me more for my second authority website that I'm working on, which is a race to 1,000 articles. It can change my whole outlook on my business, and I'm really excited how these all are doing. Just in the last 30 days right here, you can see I have 45,000 sessions, 40,000 coming from organic search, which is roughly 89%, and then small chunks coming from direct, social, and referral traffic. Now, the reason I want to kind of pinpoint on this chart is I do want to make a push towards Mediavine in the next 30 days. With seasonality, weekends, kind of the impact that has on my traffic, I want to also use social media to kind of grow my website's presence to help bring some longer term traffic, but also help with some short-term traffic so I can join and apply for Mediavine in the coming days. I mean, 45,000 sessions, I'm under 5,000 sessions a day away. Well, not a day, I'm sorry. I'm under 5,000 sessions on a 30-day mark from applying to Mediavine. So if you kind of look on the left part of my chart where I'm achieving, 1,000, 1,100, 1,200 sessions a day, the days coming up now, I got to try and get that closer to like 1,500, 1,600 to really make that shift over. So as these old days fall off the chart for the last 30 days, the new days coming onto that graph have to be substantial where it's going to get me closer to that 50,000 session mark in the last 30 days. So that's what I'm really going to focus in on. I'm really excited about that. I think once I get Mediavine on the site, things are really going to move quickly in terms of earnings. I told you once I removed these Zoic ads, like I didn't want to put any other ads on the site until I was able to join Mediavine. I think the user experience is better with Mediavine. It's like less ads on the page. It's a faster page loading speed. It's great customer service. It's something I've always been wanting to join. And I think when I first started this journey, kind of joining Mediavine or AdThrive as media and ad networks were just like not realistic. I didn't think that was ever going to happen. And now I'm getting to the point where, it could happen in the coming days. And just seeing that type of result from all the efforts that I put in is really rewarding. And I think once I get to that mark, things are just going to be even more exciting with these type of businesses. Backlinks. So this was another really cool development this month as well. I did spend some money with niche edits and link inserts and kind of just growing my online presence for this first website. And then I stopped for like 6 months. Once traffic kind of plateaued and I didn't see any growth, I was like a little disappointed to keep throwing more money and effort into this website. So I stopped with link building. I figured let things happen naturally. And as a result, I actually got 2 incredibly quality organic backlinks from 2 super large websites. Each of them have over 1 million organic visitors a month. And they're popular authority pages in my niche. And I kind of threw the domain rating and URL rating on the bottom left according to Ahrefs. So you can just see how powerful those links are. And they were acquired completely natural. I didn't talk to the website. They didn't talk to me. They just referenced one of my articles, and they were each a different article. That article shot up to the first position in the ranking as a result of that backlink. And I think even one day I got like 100 organic visitors just from the impacts that backlink had on the organic search ranking position. So seeing the power of backlinks, but also I'm seeing the power of my content aging and my site becoming an authority in the space where another massive website is referencing my information and my material. and I'm reaping the benefits of that type of link insert, which is awesome. Amazon earnings, so the last 30 days have been pretty solid. $200 in the last 30 days is definitely something to get excited about. I do have some days where it's closer to like $0 or $1, and then there's also a day on here where I hit $20 plus. So it really depends what people are buying, how things are going. I think this is rather consistent. I usually don't go higher than like $250 in commissions from Amazon from this site. I could look at trying to add more link inserts for Amazon products throughout the site. That might not be a bad idea as my site is continuing to rise in traffic, seeing how I can leverage those users and convert them to more commissions from Amazon. I'm going to try and take a look at that and see what other opportunities and low-hanging fruit I can kind of attack. If you assume that $200 a day I make from Amazon earnings, as well as the 45,000 sessions I got in the last 30 days, I tried to come up with how much the website could be making right now if it was just monetized with ads. I know I'm kind of like sitting on that borderline between joining Mediavine, so it's important for me to understand what type of potential this site can have as soon as I toss on ads. So if I put an $18 RPM, which I think this website can easily get for Mediavine, I received an $18 RPM for a good chunk of my relationship with Ezoic. $18 RPM on 45,000 sessions would be $810. If I add that with my Amazon earnings of $200, my total potential earnings the last 30 days could have been $1,010 with the current traffic. Now, obviously, I put this little note here. I don't have ads on the website. Assumptions made if I join Mediavine and receive an $18 RPM. So this is just kind of what I'm thinking right now. The website only made $200 in the last 30 days. But the potential with that traffic is it should be making 4 figures a month, which is awesome. I mean, that was my first goal when I built this website. I wanted to create a business that was generating 4 figures a month in extra income for me and has the potential to grow from there. So look, I gotta get 5,000 sessions improved in my last 30 days according to sessions on Google Analytics. And if I achieve that mark, I can apply to Mediavine, and that could get things moving along in terms of growing my earnings to the 4-figure mark, which is what I wanted to do when I first set out and built this journey. At this point, get to 50,000 sessions, apply to Mediavine, and then kind of take a step back and go, where can this site really go? I mean, now there's some age to it. There's some decent backlinks. There's a good profile to the website's authority. Is there some easier articles I can kind of toss on in the next couple days? Maybe, 20, 30 articles and try and harvest some more traffic. I mean, think about it this way. If I could put up another 20 articles and each one of those articles can just get 10 visitors a day, which winds up being 300 views a month. If I could get to that point, 10 views a day on 20 articles is an extra 200 visitors a day. When it starts coming down to money and whatnot, that can add a few bucks to your website in terms of revenue just for a little small content push, focusing on specific articles that I think I can win the first or second position for. So kind of going after that lower competition, low volume keywords, and it can really have a big impact on getting my website into Mediavine and just growing revenue on an incremental basis by a few bucks, which would be great. So this website I'm really excited about. I think a lot of the videos on this channel has kind of been talking about stable, slow growth. Finally, this website's taking off. I'm going to continue to keep you all updated. If I do join Mediavine and get accepted, that will be its own video in itself, and I'm excited to share that journey once I get to that point. But thanks for following along. I appreciate all the support that I've had so far on this site. A lot of you in the community has given me a lot of good advice thus far. It's important to have a community. It's important to talk about these things because as we learn different ways that we can grow our businesses, it's important to keep others involved, and that's usually where you obtain the best knowledge and can make big decisions in terms of changing your website's growth. So thanks for following along, guys, and I'll see you for the next video.